Hello, active learners! I'm Teacher Aleli. Here's another session of our art learning. Let me read first the most essential learning competency. Number 1. Incorporates the design, form, and spirit of Southeast Asian artifacts and objects in one's creation. Creates crafts that can be locally assembled with local materials guided by local traditional techniques. Let's continue our topic in Quarter 1, the sculpture of Southeast Asia. Before we begin in our lesson, I want you to take a pre-test about sculpture from Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore. Are you ready? Here's the direction. This is a 5-item test. Read each question and choose the one best answer. I'll give you 5 seconds for each item to think and answer it correctly. Good luck! Item number 1. A country where the most prominent sculptures are the hundreds of meters of relief and hundreds of stone Buddha at the Temple of Borobudur in central Java. Choose your answer. Timer starts now. Time's up. Is Malaysia your answer? Oh, wrong. How about Indonesia? Wow, good. That is correct. Item number 2. Most of their sculptures are relief. Timer starts now. Time's up. Is this your answer? Letter B, Malaysia? Wow, great! Next item is number 3. These are the main types of relief sculptures in Malaysia except one. You should choose the one who are not belong to the group. Ready? Timer starts now. Time's up. Good job, learner. The answer is letter C, the statue of Toraja. Number 4. The Merlion is also partly inspired by the story of how this country got its name, the Singapura story. Okay, choose your answer. Timer starts now. Time's up. Great answer, Singapore. Last question, number 5. A Hindu temple with sculptures of different images is almost as old as Singapore itself. Choose your answer. Timer starts now. Time is up. Amazing! The correct answer is letter B, Sri Mariamman. Before we start, I have something to show you. A place whom everyone are excited to visit. Are you ready? On picture 1, the beautiful place of Indonesia. Look at the picture. Another one is the amazing Malaysia. Did you notice some picture? The last picture is the impressive place of Singapore. Tell something about these pictures. Alright, good job. The picture shows some form of arts and also the amazing spot of their places. In Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore, we will explore their sculptures that influence the historical and cultural phenomena in the world of art. Did you remember our previous lesson? Learner, name at least 3 sculptures from Cambodia and Thailand. Good job! Some of these are the human sculpture of Cambodia, Angkor Wat, and the reclining Buddha at Wat Po. As we continue our lesson about the sculpture of Southeast Asia, let's proceed to the sculpture of Indonesia. Indonesia is known for its stone, bronze, and Iron Age arts. The native Indonesian tribes usually create sculptures that depict ancestors, deities, and animals. The Indonesians are skilled in making amazing sculptures. There is Asmat wooden sculpture of Papua, Dayak wooden mask and sculpture, ancestral wooden statue of Toraja, and totem-like sculpture of Batak and Nias tribes. From the classical Hindu-Buddhist era of Indonesia, the most prominent sculptures are the hundreds of meters of relief and hundreds of stone Buddha at the temple of Borobudur in central Java. Today in Indonesia, the richest, most elaborate sculpture and wood carving tradition can be found in Bali and central Java. The Jepara wood carvings are famous for their elaborately carved wooden furniture. Another country in Southeast Asia is the sculpture of Malaysia. Most of Malaysia's sculptures are reliefs, partially carved into or out of another surface. Relief sculptures is practiced today by artists and architects done with stone, marble, bronze, and many other substances. These are the popular along the walls and stone columns of the ancient Greek and Roman buildings. There are three main types of relief sculptures in Malaysia. First is altoform. This is completely carved from its surface, highly shaped, and possibly can stand alone. Another main type of relief is the bust form. This is common use as wall decorations on Greek or Roman buildings and mostly seen in Colosseum. The last one is sunken relief sculpture, an image that is carved into the surface. Wood carving or relief wood carvings in Malaysia is frequently adorn the doors, walls, and windows of traditional Malay houses. Passed down from one generation to another, the crafts is divided into two: Yukiran halus or the fine carving and Yukiran kasar or the rough carving. These are the best Malay wood carving from Terengganu and Kelantan. The third and last place to be explored on their sculpture is Singapore. In Singapore, one of the amazing Hindu temple is the Sri Mariamman. The temple with sculptures of different images is almost as old as Singapore. This was constructed to Goddess Mariamman, who is worshipped for her power to cure disease. Its most interesting feature in its impressive gopuran at the tower over the main entrance, which is decorated with numerous Hindu deities. Another famous sculpture in Singapore, of course, the landmark of their country, the Merlion of Singapore. The country lacked a distinct image representing the nation and history. They set out to fabricate an icon which could tap into the particular myths and folklore of the area, many of which feature sea beasts and magical fish creatures. Singapore gets its name from the Singapura story. Singapura means Lion City. You have learned that art has existed for many years in our society. You have seen sculptures from different places that contribute an important role to us. When you look at the sculptures made by the ancient people, it gives an idea about their culture and tradition. It serves as a form of communication and it can bridge the gap between our differences. Based on what you have learned in our lesson, take some picture of sculpture that influence in the world of art. Write your answer on your worksheet to be passed on to your teacher. Sculpture attracts tourism and people visit many places because of art. Can you list at least 3 well-known famous sculptures in the Philippines, similar or common from the sculpture of Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore? I hope you view their sculptures very well and appreciate our own. Write your answer on your worksheet. All activities, wrap-up and valuing will compile on your portfolio to be submitted before the end of the quarter with your parent's signature. Alright, did you understand the lesson well? Are you ready for our activity? You may now create your own Merlion statue model. You should prepare the materials needed. You should have soap, knife, cutter, pencil, old newspaper or cardboard. If your materials are ready, you may now begin to make. Follow the instructions to make your output well. Step 1. Choose a bar of soap. Any soap will work, however, a larger bar is easier to hold. Step 2. Choose a knife to use. Soap is fairly soft, so a sharp knife is not absolutely necessary. Plastic knives, spoons, or popsicle sticks will also work. This is especially important to know to prevent any accidents from using sharp knives. Step 3. Draw an outline of your carving on one side of the soap. You can either draw an outline first using pencil or directly use a knife. Step 4. Remove the soap outside the outline using small sliver or chips. Make sure to scrape away on small portion at a time. Last, add details to the inside of your outline to refine the design further. When the carving is finished, wet your fingers and rub the surface of the soap to create a smooth finish. Allow it to dry and harden for a day. You will visit also the link below for more video that shows you how to carve a crafty Merlion statue model out of soap. A trivia about Merlion. Did you know that Merlion in Singapore is a mythical creature with lion's head and body of fish inspired by the story on how Singapore gets its name? The learner, parent, and teacher will assess the soap carving output using these rubrics. If the students follow the directions correctly, if the student's output is very creative and tidy, did the pattern of Southeast Asian culture is well defined? The highest possible score is very good, or 25 to 30, equivalent to 100 points. Once done, pass the finished output to your art teacher. Good job, learners!